I started with photography when I was 13 in a small town in Oregon. But when I moved to Seattle, I started shooting concerts, and then I started volunteering at the church and shooting events and conferences. So in 2012, I went to Bulgaria to volunteer for the A21 campaign. And when I was there is when I went to the village to take photos. And the first group of people we went up to wanted to get their photo taken, and I'm taking pictures. And all of a sudden I noticed one of the men is holding a baby. And I asked him, I said, "Hey, may I please take a photo of your baby? He's beautiful." My translator and him are talking back and forth, and all of a sudden my translator grabs my arm and starts pulling me away. And I said, "Well, what's wrong?" And he said, "Oh, well, the man just said you can buy his baby for $50. That moment really was the most life-changing moment of my life. To experience human trafficking on a first-hand level, that it's not just a statistic, that now it's actually the face of this baby, it's completely shifted my passion and desire to help this cause. So after I got back, I decided I wanted to use my talent as a photographer to make a difference. And the simplest idea I had was to take a picture every day and to make a book out of those photos. The proceeds of that book would go directly to the A21 campaign. So I'm giving 100% of the profits to A21. It was really cool to basically spend every dime that I made to make this book. And then now I'm going to be able to give away $50,000 to A21. I don't think generosity is about money. I think generosity is about your heart and about how you give things, whether it's your time or your art or your money or whatever it is. As long as you give with a generous heart and you're passionate about it, I think that's being generous. And there's this question that kept coming up in my mind, like my legacy as a photographer to be, what I want my life as a person to be. And it kept coming back to this being generous, being the biggest thing is if I could live my life in 50 years or 60 years, say that I was an abolitionist and that I stood up for people that needed it and that I was generous with the things that I had, then I think I'll have lived a great life.